Hi, I'm PJ, inventor of the revolutionary xgym methods. Are you ready for a revolution? I am, and I've got the hat to prove it. Revolution! Another way xgym is a revolution is in the safety factor with our methods. And the reason our methods are so safe is because we're using relatively light weights for all the exercises that we do. So now that you know we use light weights, you probably think we do high reps. Not the case. We do light weights and low reps. How can this be? It's because we're a revolution. It's how we do the rep itself that allows us to get away with low weight and low number of reps. We have 7 different methods or ways of doing the rep. And every method is very controlled and takes a long time to do that rep. So there's a lot of time under tension the entire time. So because of this extended time under tension and very controlled motion, we can't get away with using heavy weight because you just can't do stuff like that with heavy weights. Think Tai Chi with weights. You can't pick up a couple of 50-pound dumbbells and do Tai Chi with those in your hands. But you see people picking up 50-pound dumbbells at the gym all the time and doing traditional reps. Well, that's just not us at all. We don't do any traditional stuff. We don't do traditional sets. We don't do traditional reps. We don't do traditional rests. It's all very unique in our own methodology. And besides the necessity for light weights because of the time under tension and control of the repetitions, we also have a low number of total repetitions that we're doing because of the long time under tension and because of the controlled nature of the repetitions. Each exercise set takes 2 or 3 minutes just for one set of constant muscle tension the entire time in order to get to complete muscle fatigue, or CMF, at the very end, which is the strength training component of what we do. And we never do more than 7 repetitions, no matter what exercise or what method we're using. And because it takes so long to do those 7 repetitions, we don't have repetitive strain injury because it's only 7 repetitions. You only get repetitive strain injury when you're doing lots and lots of reps, because lots of reps over and over and over can easily develop into inflammation, tendinitis, strains, you name it. Just too much use of a certain system or joint can cause repetitive strain injuries. So normally when people are using light weights, they're also doing high reps. Well, when you're doing high reps, you are susceptible to repetitive strain injuries. And they're really common, especially with traditional training. But at xgym, they're non-existent because we're not doing enough reps. Another common injury you see at traditional gyms is muscle pulls or muscle strains. And the most common way people get muscle pulls or strains is from using too much weight and or doing reps too fast with too much of a ballistic motion. Heck, even people that are doing traditional training that don't get injured as far as a muscle strain or muscle pull are still going to have micro tears because of the ballistic nature of the traditional rep. And these little micro tears are actually a good thing for bodybuilders because it heals back up with scar tissue, adding to the bulk. But for people that come to xgym, it's not a good thing because they're not actually looking for bulk. They're looking for tone and definition. Even micro tears are technically an injury, and that produces a certain kind of soreness the next day and up to 4 days. And because xgym is so non-ballistic, we don't get the micro tear soreness or micro tears at all. Another kind of common injury is just accidents. You're jumping up on the box and you don't quite make it. That'll leave a mark. Well, we're not doing ballistic high impact box jumps at the xgym. Everything is low impact, controlled motion, and there's no chance of that happening. Another common injury you see are people doing Olympic lifts when they have no business doing Olympic lifts because they don't know how, they haven't been properly trained, and so you see them dropping the bar on their head or blowing out a shoulder or their low back or a knee or a hip. Even with the best traditional trainer watching your form like a hawk, things can still happen when the reps are fast and or ballistic. None of that happens at xgym. So we just don't get those types of injuries. They can't happen because we're not doing those movements in that way. Lots of people have been hurt, and the people that haven't been hurt are scared of getting hurt. They come to the xgym because they know we're not going to hurt them. People come to us all the time with injuries. We actually help them rehab those injuries and make those injuries better because we know how to work around stuff and strengthen stuff in such a way that we heal people instead of hurt them more. When I tell people that we're high intensity training, which we are, no one can touch us as far as intensity goes. People get scared because they're scared of the term high intensity training. They associate high intensity training with injuries because most high intensity training does cause injuries. Well, xgym, as far as I know, is the only gym that can do high intensity exercise in a safe way. That's one of the reasons we can get so much out of a workout in just 21 minutes. And in that 21 minutes, we get complete muscle fatigue, long time under tension. It's all light weights, controlled repetitions. And so it's efficient high intensity exercise. People come to the xgym and feel safe, not nervous. They don't worry that something's going to happen because they feel secure and confident. They're in good hands, and our protocols are going to get them in the shape they want to be in without those nagging injuries and setbacks. And that's another way xgym is a true revolution.